This is the Montana Farmers Union Lunch and Learn podcast hosted by Jody Ketterbeck. Montana Farmers Union supports its members through education, legislation, and cooperation. This bi-weekly production will help you stay informed and connected to current agriculture issues, news, and events. Hi, I'm Jody Ketterbeck, the Education Associate for Montana Farmers Union. Grab some lunch and let's get right into our episode about financial literacy. I want to start with Happy New Year. It's 2025 and a fresh start for a new year. Montana Farmers Union has been working diligently to help provide members with skills and tools to make life on the farm, ranch, and in rural communities better. One of the benefits of a new year is a new start to your financial records. Now, I know that might not be the New Year's start you were dreaming about, but it could make your 2025 year so much smoother. We've partnered with Ag West Farm Credit Service to offer financial literacy workshops throughout the state in the fall of 2024. And there are some scheduled and being scheduled for 2025. Today, I want to give a brief overview of the content of the financial literacy presentation and share with you a member benefit through a software called FarmRaise. There have been several of the Ag West staff that have contributed to the creation of our joint financial literacy programming. A huge shout out to the MFU Eastern Region Ambassador, Eleanor Dutton, for her work on getting this program started. Eleanor worked with Jessica DeRay from Ag West in the Eastern Montana, and then we looped in Tyson Reese from the Missoula office. Staff from Conrad, Great Falls, and Bozeman have all worked with the program to date. Many people and businesses need to obtain financing to achieve their goals. Today, I'll be using primarily agricultural production examples. There are three primary types of financing. They're based on the length of the loan, types of collateral used to secure them, and the use of the borrowed money. Short-term loans are generally for 1 to 3 years of time. These are often called operating lines of credit. The money is used to purchase production inputs like seed, feed, fuel, and chemicals. Intermediate term loans are generally for 3 to 7 years in length. They're used for the purchase of equipment, livestock, operational permits, cooperative shares, and other capital purchases. Long-term financing is for the 10 to 25-year term. Purchases like real estate, new facility construction, and permanent crop development are funded through these sources. To qualify for any of these financing options, lenders evaluate you and your business credit. There are 5 C's of credit we will discuss: character, capital, capacity, collateral, and conditions. First, character. This looks at 2 primary traits: educational experience as well as management skills. You're probably going to be asked to provide your education and work experience, community and industry involvement, and any skills you have, such as mechanical, legal, agronomic, animal husbandry, technology, those things. The management skills are going to be proven using some key financial documents. A credit history ranks the likelihood of serious delinquency, bankruptcy, or major bad events in the next 2 years. This score is comprised from your payment history, amount and distribution of debt, length of credit history, new credit and activity, and types of accounts held. Credit scores range from 385 to 849. The higher the score, the lower risk the individual or business is to lenders. A business plan explains the goals, values, mission, and vision of the business or enterprise. It also might look at the strengths and weaknesses, compare the markets and competitors, and look at future strategies for marketing and financing. Some lenders and funding options require very specific content and formatting of a business plan. The second C is capital. Capital will most likely be determined off a balance sheet. The balance sheet provides a snapshot of financial position at a specific point in time. The components are the assets owned and the liabilities owed. Usually, each is split into current, things that are immediate or happening in the next 12 months, and non-current, or things extending past 12 months. These are then used to calculate the owner's equity or net worth, which is the assets minus the liabilities. The third C is capacity. This is an analysis of historical and projected earnings. The lender is determining if you have the ability to generate enough net earning to repay your debt, replace capital assets like equipment, and build reserve funds. Sometimes this includes secondary sources and non-farm income. The fourth C is collateral. What are the underlying assets or the assets that will be used to secure the loan? The collateral type will most likely match the loan being made. For example, an operating loan is secured with the crops and livestock being produced. An equipment loan is secured with the machinery and/or equipment. Real estate loans are secured with the farm ground being purchased. The fifth and final C is conditions. This is the terms of the loan, such as the length of repayment, interest rates, insurance requirements, and the liable parties. Both the lender and customer have to determine the acceptable conditions on the loan. There are 3 financial statements you probably want to keep handy about your operation. A cash flow budget, which helps you plan for the year ahead and determine if you have the money to reach your goals when you need it. An income statement, which is a running statement of operations in terms of income and expenses, and the balance sheet of financial position that we discussed with capital. These statements can be used as business tools when utilized to perform financial analysis that measures the overall conditions of your operation, assesses your ability to grow, and supports potential lending decisions. There are many public and private funding opportunities in the forms of grants and low-interest loans. We'll cover many of these in a future podcast. All financing requires detailed and accurate record keeping. I was introduced to a National Farmers Union membership benefit with the company FarmRaise, which delivers user-friendly tools to farms and ranches to help them master their finances. As a member of the National Farmers Union, use their link to get a 30-day free trial and 15% off your FarmRaise subscriptions. Here is my conversation with Isabel Talkington, part of the Farmer Success team at FarmRaise and the Farm Funding Advisor. Good morning, Isabel. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome to the Montana Farmers Union Lunch and Learn podcast. You are with us today for a piece of software. So I actually first heard about this a little over a month ago in San Antonio at the National Women's Conference. And We are doing a series of financial literacy workshops with Ag West, which is our farm credit service.
Awesome.
And one of the things that has come up in a bunch of those meetings is how to track their expenses, how to get something that doesn't take more time to set up than it does to use. And I remembered the presentation and have spent some time looking at your website. So if you could tell us a little bit about what is FarmRaise.
Yes. So FarmRaise is a company that was started by our CEO, Jace Hafner, and our CEO or COO, Sammy Telleton. So Jace grew up on a cattle ranch in Virginia, and then Sammy worked for SARE with USDA, and they saw the need for the ability to streamline, USDA application processes. And through that, they then saw the need to be able to, for farmers and ranchers to be able to better track their records. And that is how FarmRaise Tracks was born. And FarmRaise offers lots of different software solutions, not only FarmRaise Tracks, but we also offer, business software solutions to those that are administering grants to farmers as well. So, but we mainly have our track software for our farmers and ranchers that can help them to track their finances, their inventory, and to send invoices to their customers. And so, this is a really powerful tool to be able to help farmers not only stay organized, but also to prepare for taxes through generating their Schedule F, and spend less time preparing their boxes of receipts for their accountant.
So, one of the issues in Montana is pretty much the entire state is rural. And so, having online access, being available on Wi-Fi, that kind of stuff, is sometimes spotty. And so I see that it is possible to upload things to your phone or your computer, and then it will go into the software when you do hit Wi-Fi. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so one of the great things about Tracks is that you can have the mobile app on your phone and on as many devices as you need. So say that you need to have it on your phone, but your husband or one of your hired hands or your son or your daughter also needs to have it to be able to track inventory or feed usage, or to be able to add receipts when they go to town. I know I was just home for harvest and my dad sent me to pick up fuel. And so I was just really easily able to add the receipt into Tracks. But then we also live in rural America and there's spotty cell reception everywhere. And so that just goes into the app. It's stored locally, but then once you get back on Wi-Fi or you get back into good cell reception, it will upload into the cloud, and then you will be able to access it. Currently, we do only have a web browser app on your desktop, though. So you will need internet to access it on the computer, but you can work offline on your phone.
So, one of the issues that we've been talking about is that farmers and ranchers are not always the best at having a budget or a balance sheet or the forms that are necessary to apply for some of the grants and some of the federal programs. And I see that in FarmRaise, there are pre-done reporting that create those. Would you tell us a little about that?
Yes, our engineering team has done an amazing job this year of expanding our reporting tools. They have gone above and beyond, expanding those and making them really user friendly and making them very simple to use. Um, so one of the things is, as you add your transactions, as you add your assets and your liabilities and your inventories into the app, it is going to track that. You can also add in the depreciation, and you can continue to, as you draw down your inventory through invoices or through using feed, it will track all of that, and then it will adjust your balance sheet the next time you need to generate it. Um, and then you can also generate an income statement, a cash-based income statement. We are working on an accrual-based income statement right now. You can also generate custom reports. So these custom reports can be based on certain categories. So right now, our categories are set up to the Schedule F categories, but you can also create custom categories to see where are you spending the most money on your farm? Where can you maybe cut back on some things? And then we also have products as well. So products would be the things that you are raising or selling. And so you can see, okay, maybe I'm spending a little bit too much money on my cattle and they're not making me as much money as, say, my sheep are right now. Maybe I need to invest a little bit more money in my sheep than my cattle right now. And so it can help you to make better financial decisions through these reports. And we have tons of help articles and videos. That's kind of my passion project right now. Um, is creating videos and articles to be able to help you figure out how to best use the app for you, and be able to best use it for your operation, um, and use those reports to get the data that you really need to help you make the decisions that are going to make your farm profitable.
So I see you can link bank accounts and it generates your Schedule F. So how secure is this information?
Yeah. So I know that some people are really worried about data security. Linking your bank account is completely optional, and it is a great way to automate the tracking process, though. And it can be a really great way to be able to track everything in a really streamlined way. And we work with a third-party partner called Plaid with bank level security. And we use top of the line security systems, and we also make sure that we have your data completely secured. We want to make sure that your data stays safe, and no one has access to your data without your permission to help solve a problem if you're facing an issue or a bug or something that you need help with. We want to make sure that you trust us, as our number one value is building farmer trust. And so we want to make sure that you feel that your data is safe and secure, and we are going to do everything in our power to make sure that that is the case.
So I see a lot of information about putting your inputs in and when you've sold products. Can I generate payroll out of this product?
So currently we do have another tier for payroll. So that will be in addition to FarmRaise Tracks or FarmRaise Premium. Um, so payroll is in addition to tracks, which we're really excited about. We released that about a month ago, and so it's $99.50 with tracks and payroll a month, and that is for 10 employees. If you need to add more employees, we do have pricing for that as well. But this is very competitive pricing along with ADP or QuickBooks or Gusto. And it also is it is also geared towards farmers, and we know farmers, and we know that you can have seasonal workers as well. And so we are really excited to be offering payroll now, and to be opening kind of this new door um, for our farmers, because we know that a lot of our farmers are expanding as well and growing. So we're really excited about our new payroll tool.
And one of the really exciting things about being with Farmers Union is if you are a National Farmers Union member, there is a discount, and you can get your FarmRaise and your payroll at a discounted price. You also can get an extended demo version, so that you can try this, you can make sure that it works, you can see what the benefit for your farm would be. From the little bit that I've played around with, I really think that this is a solution that has been needed in the industry. So, what is your favorite feature of FarmRace?
That is hard. That is a really hard question. Oh my gosh. One of the things that I don't know if this is necessarily a feature, let alone, or maybe just more of a perk, of being a FarmRaise premium member. But when you're a user of our software, if there is something that you want to see in our software, or you're using the app and you want to see something in the app, or there's a feature that you want, or you're saying, I want to make this just a little bit better, or why is this button here instead of there? Our team loves feedback. We really want to take the feedback from farmers and ranchers to make our app as best as possible. We conduct user interviews. So if you're a premium member, you can earn a little bit of extra cash by doing a user interview with us. Um, every month you enter 10 transactions, you can get entered to win $500. Um, but so you can earn a little extra cash there too, possibly. Um, but our engineering team, our design team, they want to hear your feedback, and they want to make this app as the best they can for farmers and ranchers. And that's one of the things that I just love about the app and about the company, is that they're just constantly making it better. And I take feedback from farmers, I take calls, and then sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a month, sometimes, you know, like I remember a year ago, people were requesting payroll, and now I can email them or call them back and be like, hey, we have it now. And that's just a really cool feeling to be like, hey, we did this. So sometimes it can take a little bit, depending on where the requests lie in priority, because we do have to prioritize them based on the number of requests. But it is a really awesome thing that our team really does listen to the farmers and ranchers about what they want to see in the app. And that's probably my favorite thing about FarmRaise Premium, is that we really do listen to our customers.
So the other software that is available that was fairly interesting. Having been in public education and living on grant money, um, the grant management software and the availability of searching those grants. Can you give us just a little bit about that for our nonprofits and our people who are searching for grants?
Yeah, so we do have a funding library. Um, it's not currently being added to as much as it used to be, because with the economy right now, there's not as many grants that are coming out anymore. Um, when I started a year and a half ago, I was able to add like 10 grants a week. And now I might be able to add 10 grants a month, maybe. So there's just not as many grants out there right now. But you can search through our funding library to find cover crop programs, or to be able to find information regarding solar panels, or information regarding farm service agency loans. We have a cooperative agreement right now with the Farm Service Agency, and we have a huge educational hub um, about funding and grants through the Farm Service Agency. And so that's a really huge educational library if people want to start their funding journey with the FSA through the USDA FSA agency.
Yeah, so I see that um, you have over $85 million of grants that have been funded and managed, and that over 1,000 USDA reports have been filed from your company. So um, that's that's pretty exciting. So um, if you had 30 seconds to tell somebody about FarmRaise, what would you say?
Mm, ooh, yes. FarmRaise is a simpler QuickBooks for farmers and ranchers that helps them to manage their finances and help them prepare for taxes in a way that meets them where they are. That's a little bit shorter than 30 seconds.
That was good. I like that. That was good. Put your FFA extemp speaking to work there.
I was not extemporaneous speaking, actually.
Oh,
That
even
was,
better because I
and
put
I
you on
didn't,
the spot.
practice that. You really did put me on the spot there.
Yeah, yeah. So, are there any last minute thoughts or final words that you would like to tell our listeners about your products?
Yeah, I would say definitely take advantage of the National Farmers Union coupon codes and give it a try. Um, if you decide to, try an annual membership and you're not happy with it, we will refund you the time that you don't get back, or the time that you don't use if you decide that you don't want to keep using it, if you do an annual membership. But we are excited to have you and excited to help you. Our Farmer Success team is here and ready to meet you where you are. And if you think you're too old or too stuck in your ways, I helped a 78-year-old woman move everything from paper to tracks last year. So it is never too late. And now she is the biggest fan of tracks. So it's never too late, and you can definitely give it a try. You might just love it. So
Perfect, perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. Um, a neat product to have out there, a great benefit that's available through the National Farmers Union.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Jody. I really appreciate it. And thank you to both the National Farmers Union and the Montana Farmers Union for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Yes.
I hope I was able to help you understand a little of the financial literacy program content. Obviously, the workshops have examples and case studies, and you're able to ask questions and help understand the types of financing, 5 C's of credit, financial statements, and using those statements to make business decisions. Montana Farmers Union and the National Farmers Union have a whole host of member benefits. Check them out. If you're interested in the FarmRaise software solutions, including Trax, payroll, and the grant management software, visit www.farmraise.com. Do you want more information on the financial literacy programming? Visit montanafarmersunion.com to see upcoming events. You want to use your 30-day free trial of FarmRaise or take advantage of the 15% off of your subscription? Contact our membership director, Rachel Prevo, for the National Farmers Union FarmRaise link. Montana's Farmers Union Lunch and Learn podcast is a resource for agricultural producers, support industry, and consumers. Join Montana Farmers Union today and make your voice heard, advocating for family farmers, ranchers, and rural communities. Visit montanafarmersunion.com, MFUMT on Instagram, or Montana Farmers Union on Facebook to see events and opportunities.